Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo, and in today's video, we are reviewing the Machines add-on. This add-on is created by Podcrash and is available right now for 990 Minecraft coins. If you enjoy technical Minecraft, this is going to be an add-on for you. It introduces machines, generators, automated systems. You can build quarries. You're also able to build yourself a custom jetpack. And not like a jetpack you would see in any of the other add-ons. So if you are a technical player, I think you guys will enjoy this. I will leave some timestamps on this video to make things a little bit easier for you. Now, for those of you that might be checking this out for the first time, you might feel a little bit overwhelmed. Trust me, I was too. But I promise you, over time, you will pick this up and it becomes a lot easier. I am not the sharpest tool in the box, and even I managed to figure this out. With that being said, if you do have any problems, leave your comments down below. I'll do my best to help you out. More importantly, the creators will be there to support you. Talking about the creators, massive thank you to them. They did give me early access to this, but this is not a paid promotion. Now, once you do have this installed in a new or pre-existing world, you are going to be given the Machines Guidebook. Now, like I said at the start, this might feel very, very overwhelming. At the top, it's just a short introduction as to what this add-on is and what it actually offers. If you go ahead and scroll down, it teaches you how to interact with machines, generators, machines, connectors, items, resources, and so much more. We're going to ignore this in today's video. Well, I'll probably use it throughout today's video, but I want to relay all the information to you as a beginner. So we'll start with the basics, and we'll keep getting a little bit more advanced. And that is because you cannot get started until you learn the resources, because you're going to have to make yourself a new type of clump, then a new type of ingot, then a new type of block. And this seems to be a very common occurrence throughout this add-on. We're going to ignore the majority of this. I will place timestamps. Don't feel overwhelmed. But let's start with the iron and coal clump. So it says here, a messy combination of raw iron and coal, ready to be refined into refined metal by smelting in a furnace. Now, it does say ingredients are going to be raw iron and, of course, coal. So, pre-existing or new worlds, this is where you want to start. Go ahead and grab yourself a whole bunch of coal and a whole bunch of iron. You are going to need a lot of resources in today's video. It's not just going to be coal. It's not just going to be iron. You're going to need glass. You're going to need copper. You're going to need a whole bunch of things. So go ahead and grab all of these for the actual recipe. This is the recipe here. 3 coal, 1 iron makes this. So I'm going to go ahead and craft all of these into this. Tap on craftable and you can see I'm able to make 21. Unfortunately, you're not able to put this in a blast furnace. You have to put this in a regular furnace, which obviously takes a little bit longer. So let's get this smelted. Once you have 4 of these, this means you're now able to make the next item, which is quite common throughout today's add-on. This is going to be this, which is a sturdy frame. This is made using 4 of the refined, and it's going to be 4 planks. So grab yourself the 4 planks and the 4 refined, open up a crafting table. If you don't see it here, go ahead and tap on craftable and you're able to make this. A lot of the crafting recipes in today's video are going to be using this item. So get yourself a lot of coal, get yourself a lot of iron. The best place to get started with this add-on is going to be inside of generators. We're going to start with a steam engine. As it mentions, the most basic generator you can make, and an important priority for the early game. It only works with a steady supply of coal and water, so make sure to connect it to a pump as well. To help the generator get started, once it's connected to the pump, you'll have to interact with a bucket of water. After that, the generator will power the pump and supply water to itself. So here is the recipe you are going to need. Let's grab the needed ingredients. You are going to need 4 of the sturdy frames, copper block, redstone dust, and a blast furnace. Open up the crafting table and get this made. So on its own, doesn't typically do anything at all. You can right click on this and it's going to show you the coal it has, the water it has, and also the power. That's when the pipes come into play. The iron one is going to be good for transporting items and blocks. Copper is good for power, and glass is going to be for your liquids. Inside of the creative inventory, if you do type in pipes, there is also going to be an obsidian version, which from my understanding is not used for anything yet. But this add-on will be updated in the future. So let's go ahead and grab all of these, and I want to show you exactly how they work. Once again, you are going to need plenty of these in today's video because you are going to need to use these to connect them to different machines and stuff like that. So you can see here, 6 will practically double them, as you can see. So let's go ahead and grab all of these. And you are going to see multiple outputs and inputs on a machine like this. Now, I want to quickly break this and just move it out of the way. We'll put the steam here. So for the sake of this, the liquid is going to go on top. If I tried to connect the liquid at the back, you can see it's not necessarily going to be connecting. So we're going to go ahead and break this. On the sides, that's going to be your power, can be input, can be output. And at the back, it's going to be for the iron item. And this is kind of going to be a very similar format throughout the whole entire add-on. As you can see here, nothing is connecting to this at the front. From my understanding, no. So yes, in terms of the steam engine, that's how this one is going to work. Now it's time to get it powered. So the steam engine works very well with a pump. Inside of your guide, if you tap on machines and scroll down, we have the pump. It basically says place it above water or lava and supply it with power. The pump will supply any machines that need it. So the pump is actually a pretty good starter one and used throughout the whole entire add-on. Here is the recipe, but you'll notice we have a different kind of block. That isn't an iron block. So in order to get them, you're going to need the refined ingots, and then just like a regular iron block, gold, etc., you can turn this into block form. So you are going to need a pipe, 2 copper, 2 of the refined, sturdy frame, and some glass. Open up the crafting table and make yourself a pump. Place 1 above water and 1 above lava. I have 2 steam machines. Doesn't matter if you place them this close or if you place them even further away. It does not matter. So once you have these down, go ahead and crouch on this. You can go as high as you wish if you really, really wanted to, or you can have this a little bit lower to kind of save yourself space. I'm just going to go 1, 2. Hold on. Let's try and get this one a little bit higher here. Let's go this way, and then we're just going to keep this going a little bit higher as well. So we'll keep these the exact same, to be fair. So once these have been placed down, you can see they're not currently active. Grab yourself a water bucket, tap the water bucket on this, and the water is going to go through the pipes to this. This is still not functional just yet. And I think the lava one works the exact same. This one might need power, though. So right now, you can see there isn't actually anything happening with this one. In today's video, we are going to work with water to start off with anyway, because it is the basics. So now that this is working, we can grab ourselves some coal and tap on this, and you can see steam is now being produced. We now need to use this power and energy for some kind of automated system. And if you tap on this, you'll see the coal, and if we go off it and go back on it, you can see it's going down. Same for water and same for power. We need to take this power to somewhere else. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can actually make a wrench in this. A wrench is made using 2 copper and 1 iron inside of a crafting table. Now, if you head over to a machine and just look at a steam engine and tap on it, you can see steam engine power out. This is more of a technical way to place and learn things when it comes to pipes and machines. I think the best way to start with this add-on would be to manually place things. You can also tap on these, by the way, as well, and you can kind of change the direction. I think, like I said, the best way to learn this is to manually place things. You don't have to use the wrench, but as you become a little bit more advanced, this tool can be incredibly useful. We are going to make ourselves 3 more machines that can work together. Now, if you open up the guide and tap on your machines, we're going to make ourselves a gear stamper. This is practically going to create a gear item, which will be used later on in today's add-on. We also have ourselves the Depositor and the Extractor, depositing items and also extracting items. as for the recipes, I'm not going to go into great detail behind these, but all of them are going to require the new type of ingot. So let's go ahead and get every single one of these crafted. So the first one we're going to make is going to be the Extractor. The way this and the Depositor actually works is quite impressive. This one requires a dropper, by the way. So let's go ahead and open the crafting table, make ourselves the Depositor. And the last one is going to be the gear stamper. And the recipe for this one is a little bit more expensive. But once you have these, I'll show you guys the very basics of this. So obviously this only has like one kind of area for the pipes. This one also only has one as well. And this one has multiple because this one is going to need some form of power. So now we're going to start to show you guys how the other types of pipes are actually going to work. So what I'm going to do is use the exact same system I've just demonstrated right there. So we have ourselves a pump and a steam engine set up. To get started, go ahead and place the glass pipes on top. Again, this is going to be for the liquid-based stuff. So let's go ahead and take this all the way over to here. Now, what we are going to do is place down the gear stamper. I'm just going to put this here for now. Now, my system is not going to be great. And as you guys do play with this, you'll figure out a better way to kind of hide your pipes. Maybe underground, for example. We're going to grab ourselves the item Extractor. This is one of my favorite things. So place this down. Grab yourself a chest. It's going to actually attach itself to a chest. You can see it only has one port here. This is going to be for items. We can put items inside of here and connect it together. So on this occasion, grab your iron pipes, put these into both of these here. Make this as short and as simple as you really want it to be. On this occasion, we're going to grab ourselves power. So we're going to take the power that the engine is going to generate, and we're going to take it to this gear machine. Now, particles are starting to happen, which is basically indicating that it's kind of ready to go. We are going to ignore the item Depositor for now, and I'll explain why in just a second. So now this is kind of somewhat set up. What we do need to do is also get items going to this. So we want the items to go to this, then come back out and go to this machine. So the best way to do this is going to be to connect them here. So these should connect now. Like I said, it might seem a little bit complex here. So what I'm going to do is I need to grab myself a bucket of water. So we'll do /give at P and we'll do water bucket. We need to get this powered. Instead of tapping on this, you can just put coal inside of here. This is then going to go to this machine, and you'll see the coal reserves are actually going up. So if we come off this and go back on, 206, do it again, 212. But what we can also do here is put another item inside of here. On this occasion, we are going to put iron. And what is eventually going to happen here is that this will eventually get some iron. So the coal is now filled this up, and you can see here it's now focusing on the iron resources. So the iron reserves are going down, and it's now pumping out the iron gears, which again is used for recipes a little bit later on, which is why I'm teaching you how to make this. But it's not convenient having to pick this up every single time, right? It's very, very tedious and quite annoying. So on this occasion, I'm going to take out my iron because we want this to go into here, then come to this machine, and then go into another chest. And that's where this machine comes into play. So we'll go ahead and break this. Grab yourself a chest. Place down the chest to start off with. So that gets placed down. Grab yourself this, and this goes on top. And it will clamp itself on top. You need to grab yourself more iron, take this around, and then back up, and it will connect. Then grab ourselves the iron and put this inside of here. It's going to automatically create the gear stamps, which as you guys can see right there is being made. And it will end up in here. Now, it does seem really confusing, and I know it does. But I promise you, it is really, really simple. This machine doesn't just have to be gears. So for another example here is going to be a wire extruder. But I won't spoil that just yet. We'll grab the iron gears that we have made. Here is the recipe you are going to need. So you need 4 iron gears. You're going to need 4 sturdy frames and a loom. This is going to make yourself the extruder. And then what you do need to do is grab yourself some copper ingots. So put the copper inside of here. Place down the extruder. I think we might have to place the extruder first, maybe? Okay, no, it's actually making it. It's actually making it. So they should go inside of here now. And this is going to make the copper wire. So once you have one system, you can replace it with a different kind of machine. So obviously at the start, we did have the gear stamper. Now we've changed it to this. I imagine for those of you checking this out, you'll probably have multiple systems set up. Now, trust me, there are better machines than just the steam. But if you do go ahead and check this, you can see its actual reserves. When the water runs low, go ahead and put some more water inside of this. When the coal runs low, put the coal inside of here. Or you can simply tap on this as well. There might be another way to input coal here and have both of them. So we'll do a little bit of testing here because, once again, guys, I'm still very new to this. I'm trying my very best to teach you how this would work. So we'll go... Not going to be that way. That can go there. Let's grab ourselves coal on this occasion. Can coal go in here? So coal will go in here. So that's working. So coal is going to go up. If you didn't want to put them side by side, you wanted this to be copper. I also wonder if you can have multiple machines. This is where the experimenting begins. So if I was to decide I wanted to also have gears, we would have to go ahead and place this here. I could then obviously get another, I don't know, let's say the coal has run out now. And I wanted to do both at once. So if we was to grab ourselves some iron on this occasion, put the iron in there, can we make multiple ones? Yeah, we can. So they're incredibly smart. And then obviously on this occasion, you would then grab another one of these. I think it's going to have to go like here, I guess. So the wire extruder has now stopped. If I wanted to get more wire, I would then have to put copper inside of here. So right now, we managed to make ourselves 35 of these. Let's make a brand new machine. But before we do that, we are going to need a new item now. This item is made using blaze powder, gunpowder, and wind charge. Open up the crafting table and you can make the ignition powder. This also needs to make ourselves a brand new like circuit board thing. In order to make this, you are going to need the copper, you're going to need quartz, and the refined. This will make the logic circuits. And now we're going to make ourselves the next machine. So let's just go ahead and move these. Here is the recipe you're going to need. So we've just made this. We've also made this. We still need the sturdy frames, the gears, and the breeze. Open up the crafting table, and we can make ourselves a Guster. So you can have as many different machines in this kind of format. So we'll just start with the basics here. So on this occasion, what I am going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a couple of different ones of these, because this one can kind of send the player into the sky. So we need to then attach this because this one's underneath. So if I was to attach this here, it's actually at the bottom. This can be really good for, I don't know, use them as automatic boosters to kind of go to a different level in your world. So we'll go ahead and try and attach this here. Okay, so we're going to have to go into creative here for the sake of this. So we'll grab this, place this like here. And what I would do at this occasion is grab myself a water bucket, place this on here because it looks like this needs more water. And what this is going to do is power up, and the Guster simply, well, basically works like a wind charge. So you could activate this with a switch and then basically go to the next level is how I would use this. It's quite basic, but still pretty cool. I really do hope you guys appreciate today's video because it's taken me a very long time to learn this stuff. What I've just taught you is what I would consider the more basic stuff. I'm now about to teach you the more advanced. However, to understand this, you have to learn this because it is very progression based. So let's open up our guide. We're going to scroll up to the generators. I'm going to start by teaching you about the bio-reactor. It says a very flexible generator which will give different amounts of power depending on what kind of biofuel you put into it. So to make it, you are going to need the ingredients that we've just made. You are going to need the sturdy frames, the iron gears, the circuits, the wire. You're also going to need a composter and a smoker. So I have what I consider organized mess set up here because we're going to make ourselves more gears again. Now, I'm going to place this down here. This has been connected, as you guys can see. I'm just going to grab myself a couple more things here. So I'll pretend I haven't actually connected anything other than this one, which we will use in just a second. So these get connected in the exact same way. we're also going to have to connect these here. So we'll go ahead and connect this here. So this is going into the biofuel. And if you tap onto this, you can see it does have some things going into it. That is because this takes raw foods. So it doesn't matter what raw food it is. I don't know if a specific one gives you more, but this could be raw pork chop, mutton, beef, fish, etc. So I have this hooked up to the automated system that I showed you, and you'll see it's just going to do it in its own time, the fuel, and obviously this is going to produce some kind of power. And obviously we want to use this as an automated system. So what we are doing practically here is cutting out the need for the pump and steam. Basically, it's just a much better product. But we want to have this linked up to solar panel power. So this is a late game generator that will work anytime there is sunlight, freely supplying power with no extra input on your part. It's hard to craft, but it's worth the effort. So this is like end game stuff. And in order to do this, we have to make ourselves more materials, which can be found in resources. So we're now getting into the raw null copper, and the actual block itself. So in order to make this, you are going to need pearls and raw copper. This will make this, just like before, goes inside of here. Eventually, when this is crafted, you're going to end up with an ingot, which is null copper. And it's basically a very similar process to what I showed you before, but a little bit more advanced. Obviously, once you have enough of these, they are then going to make the block form. And then we move on to the next one. So you are going to need the ingots, and you're also going to need this circuit and a whole bunch more materials. So we'll just get these made because this is all going to make us the solar panel. This is going to make a calibrated circuit. You need a pre-existing circuit to make a new one. Then after that, you can then go ahead and make yourself the solar power panel. And this is the recipe for this. So a lot of things to take into consideration here. If you just place this down, it doesn't, I mean, it is going to take power from the sun, but you want to connect this. And this one is actually underneath, which is why you're going to go ahead and place this on top of here. If I dig down real quick, as you can see here. So what this will do is then supply power to this. And then obviously we can create the automated system. So on this occasion, we have iron inside of there. We need the item connection here. And then this is also going to make the auto gears. And then on this occasion, what we would have to do is... Hold on. We would then have to connect this to go to the output. We would then have to grab what I showed you before, / game mode creative. It needs to be, I think it's the depositor, this thing. You're also going to need a chest. So yeah, you go around in circles. You generally get the point now, right? I think you guys probably should understand how this works now. This goes back into here. So rather than them spilling all onto the floor. So it's just kind of cutting one extra product out. No need for water at this point or lava. We are going to need lava again in a second though, but yeah, just a different system. You could change this once again to be the wires, but we're going to use that in a second. So the last generator I'm going to teach you about is the thermal generator, an upgrade from the steam, which not only gives more power, but will be useful in places where water is hard to come by, like the nether. So here is the recipe for this, a combination of all the pre-existing things. You're also going to need 2 steam engines for this to be possible as well. So we'll go ahead and make this. You have to tap on this with a lava bucket. Very similar to the other one, although we couldn't get that to visually show. But this one becomes useful inside of the nether. So if I place this down, not sure if it has to be above lava, but if we tap on this and open it up, it's going to show you the lava and now the power that it is producing. So we want this power to go elsewhere. So on this occasion, I've hooked it up to a wire extractor. Obviously, we need to grab ourselves this because we're going to have to input specific items. So we want to connect this to this. I want to grab myself a chest on this occasion. I want to put that inside of there. So this is going to now start to produce, I believe it is. I also need to make sure this has an output here. So I want to put down a chest. I'm going to place down this on top. I'm going to make sure it now goes into the chest. So this will go here. And they have now connected, so anything will not spill out there. Just better than the Steam version. And to be honest with you, this is even more compact, and all of my wire is now going inside of here. Obviously, inside of the Nether, you have unlimited supply of lava, which is why it makes sense to use this in here. As for the remaining machines, let me teach you how to make yourself a drill controller, which can be used to make yourself a quarry. Now, I'm not going to read all of this information to you. It's in the book. Basically, it does just say it has to be a 12 by 12 radius. Can't be bigger, but can be smaller. So the crafting recipe for this is going to be the refined blocks, circuit, extractor, lectern, and a lever. Then you're able to make this. This is going to require some form of power. On its own, it doesn't do anything. Now, you're also going to have to use this with a truss block. These truss blocks kind of have to go on the back of this in order for it to make a quarry. Now, I have one set up over here. Again, this was a lot of trial and error with this. So I've just showed you guys how to make solar. We have this going into the bio, which I've just showed you. Then this goes into this machine. And this has an output, which I don't think makes much difference here. But if I go ahead and flick this, you can see it's going to start mining the blocks. And I believe this will actually take it all the way down to Bedrock. So I wonder if there's a better way for me to kind of store these blocks, right? Now, this is a world that I created on my own, so we're going to have a lot of layers of actual dirt here before we end up hitting any kind of stone. But you can make this on a bigger scale. Like I said, it can be like a 12 by 12, so make sure it's like an actual square, though. Like, if it's not a square, it's just simply not going to function. Kind of basically needs to be even here. Let's see. So this will go all the way down to Bedrock if you wanted to. You stand here. You could then, I don't know if this does anything. I don't think this does anything. I don't know how to basically stop these from just popping out here. I wonder if I was to have like a hopper or something, if that would make things a little bit better. But I'm going to leave this to do its work, and we'll come back in a second. So another thing you're able to make is going to be a mob muncher, a dangerously looking machine that harnesses the power of skulk to munch nearby mobs, collecting their drops and experience or essence. You'll need to supply it with a lot of power. Now, I'm just going to show you the very basics of this, and that's pretty much the reason why I'm at the pre-existing system that we've already created. So you can go ahead and use a system like this that we previously used in order to do this. So this would be really good for automated farms. I'm going to go ahead and break this one too. Place this here. And as you can see, this can do damage to you as a player as well. But if I go to / game mode creative here, because I don't want to die at this point, I'm going to grab myself. Let's go with a chicken because it doesn't have a lot of health. Place this on top. Hold on. There you go. These are also going to take damage as well. And eventually they are going to die. They will basically harness this experience. So this has essence and also power as well. And I believe you could add loads of these. So anything within this vicinity is going to take damage. So if you manage to make yourself a really cool automated system, this is going to harvest their XP, which, as you can see, is now going into this machine. Now, once full, you're able to take it out. After enough mobs have died, you'll notice that this machine now has experience inside of it. Grab yourself a bucket and tap on it, and you're able to take the experience out. However, I have no idea how to obtain this. I've tried to take damage to consume it. I've tried to tap it on the floor. I've tried to do all kinds of things with this. I have no idea how to harness this experience. Okay, so the machine has finally made it all the way down there. In fact, it's now in the deep slate layers. So a great way to make yourself a quarry. And to be honest with you, I think this is a really cool system. The last machine in today's video is going to be the lightning rod calibrator. Forces the weather to become a thunderstorm. As long as the machine is steadily supplied essence from the mob muncher, it will maintain the thunderstorm. A lightning rod must be placed on top of the lightning rod calibrator in order for it to work. So maybe you need to combine the XP that we've taken out with this one. I still think you should be able to drink this, but it looks like it's actually linked to this. So go ahead and grab yourself the glass pipes. I'm just going to go ahead and put one here. I'm going to then place this down. That's now attached. I'm going to place this on top. Apparently, it has the ability to change the weather. Let's go ahead and see. The lightning rod has to be on top. I'm going to see if... There you go. It does. So can you use this to then harness, like... I don't know. This would be really good to be used as, like, another way to get energy, I think, or power. I really like this system, but apparently, according to this, it's, like, end game. I mean, they both seem to be working together. As long as there's mobs XP/essence inside of there, this thing is going to work. But I'm trying to... And I'm struggling to understand... the reasoning behind this. Two final things. Hopefully your brain isn't fried like mine. Items. We do have a hard hat, which I think is pure and simply cosmetic. And we do have a Gust Pack. This launches you in the air, but without any safety features to prevent fall damage. So be careful. So let's go ahead and get this crafted. This is like end game related stuff. Let's go ahead and open this. Let's make this. Let's put our hard hat on as well. There we go. We're hard at work. This is now on. How does this work? How does the thrusters work? Okay. I will figure this out. Oh, there you go. How did I do that? Oh, right click, right? Right click? I have no idea. Okay, there we go. Please land. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Is it space? I don't even know what I'm using to do this, though. It's space. I might end up dying. I'm dead. This is dangerous. This is dangerous stuff, guys. Don't die. Anyway, guys, my brain is fried after learning all of this. I love how it looks like a tool belt. It's a brilliant add-on. Honestly, this fried my brain. I just hope that you guys... learn something new in today's video, because I don't think the book was very descriptive. I feel like this needed a much better tutorial or some kind of GIF or some kind of easier tutorial on how to learn this. Overall, I'm really, really impressed with the add-on, and it is going to be updated in the future. So expect more videos from me. Have a wonderful Christmas.